Now, our next person that's going to be joining us is the beautiful Cynthia Jordan, and she's going to be joining us. She's joining us from Texas in the US. She's a storyteller. She writes beautiful music and songs. She's been inspiring audiences for so long. She's got these great puppets. When I met her, she had a banana hat on. She was Nana Banana. She was the puppet work that she does with her grandchildren and other children. She teaches music. She's written music. We've got a great story to share with you later about one of her songs. And she's busy writing musicals. I think one of them has already is out there produced, which is amazing. She's got another one on the way, which is so fascinating. She's just, Cynthia, you have so many beautiful, inspirational talents. And what I love about you so much is that you have a genuine care of people. And it's so authentic that just when you speak, it just pours out of you. And all you want to do is give. Like, what else can I give? Like, you're just like this amazing person, and who is so, I know we've all gone through challenges in our lifetime, and I feel like no matter what you've been through, you've come out the other side and you are so untainted by it. And it's actually made you so amazing and so generous and so kind. So that's really something that I really wanted to share with you right now and tell you. So tell us. So today you're going to be speaking about music, awakening the spirit with music. So what I'd love to hear from you is a little bit about you and what you'd like to say at the beginning, obviously, and how you feel that music makes such a difference for people.
Oh my gosh. Well, I like to open my keynotes by saying, I'm going to tell you something you already know, you just don't know you know it, right? And because music is, oh my gosh, it's so powerful. And I can go on and on about that right now. I'll share a little bit about how I started. I was 3. No, actually I was 2. And my first memory was this, playing the piano. My grandmother was a honky-tonk piano player, and I was up at the top playing with her. When I was 3, I started having song recognition. And one of the ones that really come to mind is Green Sleeves. I remember the first time I heard the song Green Sleeves.
Green Sleeves.
Yeah. Da, 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 da.
Oh, and yes. Okay.
I remember that. So now that I know what I know, I realized that I was having a reflection on another time that I lived. Right. So if you think about it, sometimes if you're listening to a piece of classical music or something cultural, I know you would know maybe something from Turkey or some kind of old traditional music that just goes, woo, what's that? Then you are probably reflecting on another experience, whatever. Some people call it past lives, some people call it another.
Our soul remembers, right? Our soul
remembers. And music is that. It's the universal language. Universe means one song. And if you want to know the power of music, watch a movie or something's going on.
The foreshadowing.
and press mute. Because there was this movie one time, I was waiting for my kids to come in. It was 3 in the morning, I'll never forget. Because you can't sleep when your teenagers are out and it's 3 in the morning, right? So I'm watching The Ring. And I don't know if anybody ever saw that horror movie, The Ring.
Yeah, I've seen it.
This woman comes out with this, she's got this hair and she comes out with this, like this, right? And I'm going, and I pressed mute. And all of a sudden, the horror movie turned into a comedy. Because there was
because there's no music.
All I saw was this woman going, I started laughing. So that's an that's kind of a example of the power of music. And I begged for piano lessons. And
Well, sure. I mean, it also brings up memories in us, right? You can listen to something and it will make you, like Natalia saying there, some music makes me sad. So it can make you sad. It can make you happy. It can make you empowered. It can make you cry. Yeah, instantly in a moment.
Instantly. That's the power. Instantly. It's like we were talking earlier before we got started. And I said, oh, Aisha, you need to play This Girl Is on Fire, right? So when you're feeling sad, and you said, oh my gosh, I picked that song, right? And that can instantly remind you, when Patricia was talking about our soul and understanding our soul, it can light up the soul in remembrance of who you are, your authentic self. Yeah, I'm on fire. Yeah, that's who I really am. That's who I really am.
And there's some people that will listen to music. I used to do it. Like a song would make me cry or remember something. I don't know. I think it was like I was a masochist or something. And I would play the song over and over again. I'd be like, why am I doing this to myself? And all of a sudden, like, there's the one song with Dance with My Father Again.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so just even saying the title of the song makes me want to cry. And so when my dad passed away, because me and my father you could see us waltz. Never seen a daughter and a father waltz like us. Like, right. We would be the ones on the dance floor, just going around the whole dance floor. And, I miss dancing with my father. And there was such a time when after he passed away that I couldn't even bring myself to listen to that song.
But you bring up a good point, because when we opted for our human experience, when we said, okay, put me in the game, make me one of those humans, right? When we opted for that, it comes with emotion. And that's why we love drama at all, is because we feel. We're not robots. We feel. That's what the human does. And we love to feel. There was a great song back in the 20s, and even be glad just to be sad, thinking of you, right? It had to be you. That song.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Even be glad just to be sad. So feeling, because I have been in a place in my life where I was in so much abuse and pain, I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't feel pain or happiness.
Right.
And any of us that have been through that,
yeah.
Everybody's going, yeah, right, because it makes you numb. It makes you numb. And music, when you can consciously prescribe it, I used to call one of my programs prescription music. Prescribe some music that makes you feel something. That's the power of music.
You bring it into your life. There's a song, a new one called, it's an old song, but a new one redone by the Black Eyed Peas. I forget. It's got a kind of a Latin beat to it. And I have that's my mopping music. Like if I have to mop the house, like I throw that on and I'm actually dancing with my mop. Like I'm like Latin dancing with my mop. It's hilarious. If anybody gets inside my windows, right? And I'll play it over and over again until the house is clean. Like it's so, so we've got these things that trigger us. And I guess by not listening to music, you're almost, I don't know, denying yourself.
Right. Well, let me give you a couple of examples of my experience with music when I speak, right? One example that comes to mind is I was speaking in front of a group of doctors, and I was the keynote speaker, and it was a luncheon, and you watch body language when you're a speaker, and I'm watching this. I'm like looking at the watches, slumping in the chairs, like, oh, damn, we have to listen to her, right? Kind of thing. And I looked at them all, and they're doctors, right? My uncle's a doctor, so I understand doctor mentality. I threw up my papers up in the ground, in the air like that, right? I said, how would you guys like to know how to improve your golf game by 5 strokes and get laid anytime you want? And all of them, All of them came up to the front of, they're all like, okay. It was very hilarious. And then there was another time.
Well, you are a storyteller. You're a storyteller. You like to.
I completely had their attention. And I remember one of the doctors threw out a question at me. And he said, why is my child listening to this heavy metal stuff, right? Okay, so any of you that are baby boomers, you might remember, of course, I used to love to listen to the radio, right? There was a song that was number one, 1967 and 1968. It was the number one song. And the song went like this at the beginning. Dun, dun, da, 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 da. Anybody know what song that is?
Yes.
Dun, dun, da,
what's the name of that song? I don't remember the name.
I can't.
Satisfaction.
No.
Right. Satisfaction.
Well, what's happening when you're a teenager, right?
Right.
So you've got that energy, and you need to match the energy with what you're feeling inside. So when you're a teenager, you've got all of these hormones are happening, you know, your parents don't know anything anymore. You start finding your tribe, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And I can't get no satisfaction. It's just about laundry and cigarettes. And I mean, the song really is just about that. But the key is I can't. And I have a friend who teaches, or I'm sorry, he's a coach, soccer coach. And he plays that song before every game. And it just gets everybody going, you know, it pumps you up. So those are a couple of examples that we all can relate to. You can actually program music for yourself when you want to calm down, when you want to feel sentimental, or when you want to feel empowered.
So do you think, like, because I'm a hypnotist, you know, I work a lot with binaural beats when I'm putting the binaural beats into my music. So for those of you who don't know what that is, that's a certain hertz in the music, a certain level of hertz in the music, so that it activates the brain to make it either be relaxed or feel certain things that you want it to feel. So how do you feel about binaural beats? Do you feel like they are effective?
I've never heard it in that term. If you're talking about hertz as in the 432, which is what the earth is, that is A.
Yeah, there's different. There's 888, there's 5, like there's a whole bunch of different ones.
Right, that's the A below middle C is at 432 hertz. And I write a lot of my music in that key. And another thing that I've done, my son could not go to sleep before he was a golfer. He was Middle Tennessee Golfer of the Year, right, in high school. And before tournaments, he couldn't sleep very well. So I put on a theta metronome for him and put it with ocean waves.
Right.
And I stacked it together, ocean waves with a theta metronome, a few little tones into it, and then one tone through the whole thing that resonated at the 432 hertz. And he couldn't stay awake. He said, Mom, I can't stay awake when I listen to that, right? So you can put different formulas together also.
So music is not just for pumping us up, but it's also bringing healing into the body as well, because it gets our cells going, right? So the shamans used to use the drums,
right? Exactly.
Right. And, you know, just listen to a song by Phil Collins. It just can't help but smile when you listen to like In the Air Tonight or something like that. And he goes into the drum solo and we all got our air drums out and we're all doing it. Right. But also music, you know, that drum beat, right? That boom, boom, that monotone sound of the drum beat was also the very first sound that we ever heard in our mother's womb.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So it brings us peace and it brings us safety. Right. And it makes us feel warm and loved. And doesn't matter what happened after we left the womb, but during that time while we're in there, it made us feel like we were in a safe space.
Exactly. And when I do drumming circles, I always do the heartbeat. Boom, boom. That's my drum does that. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Right. And you're exactly right on that. Yeah,
So
and
in IAUSM, you're teaching how to
composing.
play you're composing the song. I mean, sorry, the course that you've got, do you teach
It's about composing. It really,
composing music in an hour in a piano so that
yeah, I teach
anyone can learn how to compose music in an hour.
That's right. That's right. I've been teaching that since I was 18 years old. This was a long time ago. Yep. How to play the piano in an hour. And also, I want to bring up something with Patricia. I love what you're doing, Patricia. She is, oh my gosh, she's just amazing. She speaks my language. I've been working with children since the 80s, and she's speaking my language completely. She, something I learned, I was in Italy with my daughter when she had her baby. She married an Italian, a real Italian. And we were in Pistoia. And something I discovered, you know, so when I went to Nashville, I had this big hits country song. And then I went to Nashville and got a record deal doing 11 CDs of ambient piano music. I was trained by a concert pianist, and I had over 5 million downloads of that music back in 2000. I mean, people were downloading the mess out of that, right? And I was getting letters from everybody about healing and how, so I was convinced that if I took my gentle, beautiful music, I could calm down my brand new grandson, right? So he's fussing, and I said, I've got this. So I start playing my gentle, beautiful piano music, and he's fussing even more. This brand new baby, 2 days old, just going rah, rah, rah. And I said, well, what happened? On the computer that I was listening to, Leonard Skinner came on with, give me 3 steps, mister, give me 3 steps towards the door. And I went, and I started dancing with him like this, give me 2. Fell asleep in less than a minute. And I went, hold the door. Again, you have to match the energy with the child. If you match the energy with the child or your clients or anybody, find the music that matches where they're at. And then it's a process called entrainment. Then they can put themselves to anywhere they want to. They can either elevate their mood or bring it back down, just like a pill. Just like a pill. Music has that much power. It defines cultures.
So I'm going to just give everybody just a little 2-minute thing on, or 30-second thing on what entrainment means. So for those of you that don't know, imagine you walk into a clock shop and the owner of the clock shop just wound all the different clocks. So now they're all, ticking at different times, different sounds. And within a few moments, if just listening to this, eventually all the pendulums will be swinging at the same beat and everything will be ticking at the same time. So that is what entrainment means for those of you that don't know. So super interesting that if you entrain the music, as Cynthia is saying, to the person's energy, if you can find that, then you can move them to where you want to move them.
Or they want to move themselves.
Right.
Right. It's a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful tool. So, and anybody that wants to see what all the music, I've lived a long time, so I've written a lot of music, and you can go to Cynthia Productions and .com and find the music. And if you like what you hear, I'm happy to send you some MP3.
Well, you're getting some. And they're getting a book too. Your gift is the loot bag to everybody. Your gift in the loot bag is a PDF version of your first book called Butterfly Moments.
Right.
So what's that? Because she's an author too. Before we get into the book though, in the loot bag, there is a course that you're teaching in IAUSM. So she teaches all kinds of different things, music, but there's also a course. Can we talk about the brothels in Texas? And you're actually teaching about Miss Pearl.
Yes. This book is about women's empowerment. Okay. It's not one of those 50 Shades of Grey things. Okay. This is about women's empowerment. All right. And what we deserve as women. Okay, that's what this is about. And I teach that course on IAUSM. It's called Happy Sex, Sacred Sex.
Happy sex, sacred sex. And she
Yes.
teaches it as Miss Pearl.
As Miss Pearl, I dress up in 1920s because 100 years ago was when women came out and they got the vote and they started going to school and getting careers and coming out of their bondage. Let's put it that way. They started coming out, and now we're really flying high, right? But we need to kind of put the balance. So the sacred feminine is coming up, and we need to put balance in with that. And
she's got you got some great courses. How to write, how to publish your first book.
If you want to write a book,
sacred sex, you've got playing music. I think you have a song. You got, yeah. And as we've said, IAUSM is about collaboration. So Cynthia is also lovingly the head of our faculty council. So she gets people together doing different things. And right now, one of the things that she's doing has created a collaborative course. So normally you would see courses by, individual teachers, but she's created a course that I believe has 11 teachers, 12 teachers, each one of them teaching their own lesson in the course. And the course is called Stepping into Your Divinity. So each teacher has contributed a lesson to this course. So that is awesome because you've got these amazing teachers all working together on this one course, which I thought was brilliant. What a brilliant idea.
Thank you. And the people I met that are on this course, which a lot of them are here today, are over the top amazing. They really are. I mean, I got more out of this. I got a lot out of this. By the way, that divinity course is free. And also it's
part of IAUSM. So when you come into IAUSM, it's one of our inclusive courses.
Exactly. And the other one that is the writing your book. Everybody's got a book in them. And it's basically, I teach what I wish someone had shown me when I started writing books, right? So, right. So
amazing stuff. Amazing stuff.
Fun.
So I'm opening it up to all of you that are attending. If you have questions to ask Cynthia, please put them into the chat right now. What is your mission statement, Cynthia?
To heal the world with music. It's been my mission statement from the beginning, to heal the world, because I wrote this humongous hit song. It was called Jose Cuervo.
Can I tell the story about that song? So you wrote a song called Jose Cuervo, You Are a Friend of Mine.
Right.
So someone like me who does an interview with Cynthia at a previous date didn't know who Jose Cuervo was. Some of you are probably laughing right now as you listen to this. So I am looking everywhere on YouTube for Jose Cuervo. And I see somebody else singing this song. And I'm like, oh, it must be somebody just doing a parody of her song. I've got to find Jose Cuervo. I want to find the original person who is singing this song. So I couldn't find it. And then I find Cynthia's album. Like I find your YouTube singing the song. And so I'm like, So I listened to it, and it wasn't until I heard the words of the song where I was like, oh my God, Jose Cuervo is tequila.
Oh my gosh. Aisha, you're fun.
I think it was because when I was a kid, alcohol poisoning on tequila with tequila. So I think anything tequila, I'm like, what? So I was just looking I didn't know any names of any tequila. So just like looking for this person. And I'm like, what was this just like a one hit wonder? Who is this Jose Cuervo? Why can't I find him? So yeah, it's tequila.
Oh, well,
everyone's probably got this in their bar.
It's tequila. Right. I said, girl, you need to come to Texas. I'll teach you all about tequila and cowboys. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. So sorry to interrupt you there. So tell me about the song.
That's good. Well, I realized that because the song did go #1, I kept wondering, why do little children like that song? And why do people love that song, right? And I mean, Utah, we're Latter-day Saints, that people that don't drink, why do people that have never had a drink in their life love that song? And I figured out because tequila has a different kind of whatever effect on people. There's a song called Tequila Makes My Clothes Fall Off. You know, there's, I mean, they're right. Look at Jules is like, okay, so because it's about freedom. I mean, we all like to see a 2-year-old whip off their diaper and run through the sprinkler, and our little souls are saying, I wish I could do that. I want to do that, right? Because it's about freedom, doing what you want or feel like doing without any judgment, no fear of judgment, no fear of anything, just dancing on the earth with your naked body, you know, I mean, who wouldn't
and all
want
of the things that you usually judge yourself about out there.
Yes. I think Joy might be someone who would run through the grass.
So Joy is one of our friends, and she's in the back end helping with tech, and she likes to dance around on the video.
Yeah, there's
Yesterday
anyway,
we got the butt dance. It was great.
It's really fun. Music is fun. IAUSM is fun. Okay, IAUSM is fun. We're going to have a blast. We're just getting started. Got these beautiful people all working with you, Aisha. It's really, thank you so much for this idea and putting this together, and so much of
you know what,
energy.
it's also for everyone else, because I couldn't have done this alone. And you know, we have our weekly, we actually have, for those of you listening, whether you're teachers that want to be on IAUSM or you're attendees and you want to be students, we have weekly faculty meetings. So we get together once a week. I do it twice a week for the people on different time zones. So once a week, and all the teachers come in and we get caught up on the news of what's happened in the last week, because IAUSM is a fast moving thing. So we get all caught up and we share ideas and thoughts and how we can be better for you all. And we actually have, you're going to meet at 12 o'clock, another one of our students who's the head of student council. We've put together a student council. And that's where we can really start paying attention to student experience and making sure that everything is great for everyone. And Cynthia, you've played such a big part in this, and your heart is so big. And I know I said a lot at the beginning, but you really, truly are a wonderful person. And I say that because, you know, we've got some amazing people at different, you know, everyone's contributing in different ways, but you are like right up there. You know what I mean?
You asked me to be head of the faculty,
and you jumped on it.
Well, I took it seriously, and I appreciate you giving me a leadership role, because I wasn't quite sure what kind of leader I would be, because I usually fly.
Well, you're a leader with heart, and I like to get rid of the word leadership and call it heartship. It's really, you know, you've taken that role into heartship. And you know, I don't know if there's any leaders in IAUSM. I think that we kind of all work together in a beautiful synarchy. And
well, there needs, you know, on that note, I'm glad you said that, because of course we're all equal. We see each other through spiritual lives, which everybody sees each other equal. But you have to have a nucleus, right? And that's
there's a center. We've got a core.
You're and all of us are extensions of the nucleus. And we all need each other, but we're all one. So you're exactly right. So I'll just call myself the nucleus of the faculty, as you are the nucleus of IAUSM. So
all right, I'll take
we'll put it that way. How's that?
All right, I'll take it.
Okay.
I've been fighting it all along, but finally.
You need a nucleus. I mean, otherwise we'd be like those clocks going, yeah, we need.
Well, thank you so much, Cynthia. We'll be seeing Cynthia throughout this whole event. She's also part of our team in the back end, and we'll be speaking to some of our students. So thank you for all that you do. And